That was weird. Okay. Let's go. We're obviously behind because we tried to do a meta call last night and that didn't go too well. So let's run it. Oh, okay, I was about to say, surely I'm not prohibited on this. So yeah, we are massively far behind. But oh wait, I'm a fool. Did I choose or okay. Let's edit the thing. Update. This is fine. There we go. Okay, well let's. Are we gonna make it? Hell no. We're playing Dracotail now, bro. We did really bad last night. It was bad. I think we ended the night with like 6K or something, or maybe 4K. I can't remember. It was really bad. Get out. So we're just gonna pretend like we started a day late. Honestly. It went very badly. I ended the night pretty tilted, pretty mad. I was pretty mad. I think I called this game fucking garbage and ended the stream very angrily. So we're just gonna pretend like we never made that stupid meta call, thinking that Tinpie was gonna work. Just play meta, I guess. Okay, this is huge because he just Arthalion like his entire hand away. So we are going to Valor this. I'm not really going to have another good opportunity to Valor anyway. I might as well Valor to keep his hand less. I mean, he'll still Urgula back for 5 mana. And all that fun stuff. But there will always be next year. It won't be next year. It'll be like in 6 months or something. So... yeah, I'll have another chance. We'll see if I can do some crazy climbing today. Not on our Konami sponsored stream. Yeah, I was pretty upset. It was just, dude, the fact that we're in a Dracotail Mitsu format where everyone is trying to go first, and I ran into like 5 FTKs. It's just like, wow, why the fuck are FTKs being played? And it doesn't. It's like the opposite logic. It's like, oh, I made the decision like, oh, everyone's playing going first decks. I can maybe capitalize on that with a going second deck. Instead, these people are out here going, everybody's playing going first decks. I will play also a going first deck and just win the coin flip. And, you know, if they ran into the random Tinpie player, they just get a free win. So it was super fucking frustrating because it was like, I'm losing to people who are making worse decisions about what they're playing. But... their deck beats my deck, even though they shouldn't be playing that deck in this format. Very frustrating. Okay. We're gonna full Los before we do anything. So now his 5 mana does stuff for me. I guess we branded Fusion. Yeah. Is it better to Malulu or Lucius here? Summon. Fuse into Arthalion. Arthalion. Bounce. Set Ketu, set Rahu. Activate Ketu. Yeah, because if I just get Veilered or Impermed here, I just stop. I can keep kind of playing. I guess if you're good enough to consistently win the coin flip, you'll climb in spite of your deck choice. I guess, yeah, if you're good enough at coin flip. Okay, well, let's see if I get Veilered here, and then if I get Veilered here, it's game. Okay. So now it's Arthalion and Lucius. I mean, we know Horn is here, right? So let's just play around Horn, I guess. Bounce. Arthalion back. Malulu. And Lucius. You have the one of called by. That's fucked. Okay. We can still play. That's annoying as fuck to see, obviously. But that means his Malulu's negated too. So then we just get Ketu. Called by sucks. I could play it out, but I'm just going to get blown up by his follow-up. I have nothing. 5 mana makes nothing, so. Oh my god, dude. Like, this is what, like, last night it wasn't pissing me off near as much because I was playing it going second deck. But also, like, you can look back at the stream. The amount of times I won a fucking coin flip last night was, like, I think 4 times in my 60 games. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. 2 lost coin flips in a row already. I'm going to start counting now. Because there's just no fucking chance. Yeah, nice cross out, dude. Nice one of. Okay. Let's see if I get FTK still. Cool. Fuck your triple tech, dude. Oh boy. Won that game on turn 0. So that's cool. 3 failed coin flips in a row, by the way. Ah. Fun. Maxi, huh? I'll ash that, I guess. I'll take it. Wow. Games are this easy, huh? I think in 2 wins I'll be higher than I ended last night on with like fucking 50 games or something. And I went on like a 14 game win streak last night too. Went all the way up to 17K and just tanked. That's 4, by the way. 4 coin flips I lose. Okay. So far, I have not won a coin flip, but I've gotten 3 out of 4 wins. This is pretty comical. That's 5 games in a row without a coin flip. Yeah, I'm gonna ask your pot agreed, dude. Okay. This deck does absolutely nothing to us if we're going first, by the way. But we could lose to this depending on what his back row is. Maxi immediately. Um, Just gonna try to go for game under 5. Okay. Sure, we'll negate your Regenesis. Didn't I make this with... Hold on. Well, Chaos just seems like the obvious choice. Okay. Let's turn on... I think I have sound muted in like my actual volume mixer. Just turn the sounds on just a little bit. Not troubleshoot sound problems. Hold on. Okay, here comes Regenesis stuff. Now it's not playing at all. And imperm. Okie dokie. Why not just imperm the Chaos, dude? You did imperm the Chaos. Okay. 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 I can't attack with the belly on. I did not know this cannot attack. Well, that's actually a big misplay. That could be big enough to matter. We'll see. Could I have done it without... Like, can this guy attack? This is what I should have done. Should have been Albion the Branded. Okay, I know that for next time. Crash. Well, I don't think I got this because he's got Sage. We'll see what I draw, though. Yep. Okay, now I know. It's Albion the Branded instead of Lubellion. Yeah, I should mention, this is my first time playing with, like, branded cards, or Dracotail cards. Like, I'm very much new to both archetypes still. 6 in a row, by the way. 6 in a row. Imperms. Okay. I should have Exceed. I'm just not playing with my brain right now. Dude, like, of course you have Dominus Purge in hand. Why wouldn't you have Dominus Purge in hand, bro? Okay, I have lost 2 games in a row. Can I get a coin flip? Can I go first? Is that possible? Well, I mean, look at this shit. Hold on. Okay, yeah, sure. Give me another coin flip loss real quick, and then we'll prove it. Oh, ha ha ha! There it goes. That's the first one in 7 games, by the way, or 6 games it might be. Add back Malulu. Caius. Okay, now we get Horn and Flame. And we'll get Flame and Sting, actually. Okay. Let's see how that is. Upstart. So this is Sky Striker. Okay. Jamming Waves. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, I will flame this. Okay, so this is Sky Striker Tenpai. Okay. There's the Hydra. Single Veiler. Change of Heart. Okay. And then just bounce this back and win, right? Shit, I just make Secretarion. Okay, you can thrust. Thrust for engage. Sure. Engage. Widow Anchor. Okay. Top deck another engage. Widow Anchor. Top deck third engage, by the way. That is actually fucking ridiculous. Engaged into all 3 copies of Engage with 1 card in hand, by the way. Okay, doesn't steal everything for some reason. Crash. I see what's going on. Bro, like, it's so dumb, dude. If I was playing that deck, by the way, I draw nothing, and I get my first 2 cards Veilered, and I just lose. But, you know, he has Engage into Widow Anchor, Engage into... by the way, 1 card left in hand. Thrust for Engage. Engage, get Widow Anchor. Draw off the top, Engage. Engage again. Get another Widow Anchor. Draw off the top, Engage. Engage. Get, like, what the fuck, dude? How the fuck am I supposed to win that when you can, off of 1 card, get 3 draws? And they're all Engage! Also, I've won one coin flip today. And it was against Tenpai! This is so fucking retarded. Yeah. So fucking dumb, man. Sure. Why not? Second imperm. Okay, I win. Jesus Christ, dude. The game should not be this hard to win, though. And I would love to win some fucking coin flips. You have Ash for this? No fucking shot, dude. Okay. Sure. Alright, now top deck Temple of Kings and you win. Top deck Temple of Apophis. Go on. Like, there's nothing I can fucking do. Nay, I appreciate that second fool, though, so that'll come in handy. Fuck you, dude. Scoop, dude, you fucking bastard. There's no reason you should be even in this game at that point. You can win a coin flip and have a fucking custom hand, but you're playing a shitty deck that can't generate a fucking board. Like, go fuck yourself. Okay. That's 8 out of 9 coin flips I've lost, by the way. Someone give me those odds. So absurd. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 1. Also, it's Nibiru against Mitsurugi, so this hand trap is nearly useless. Like, I'm gonna have to find a way to do this whenever they've already tributed this. If he goes for the full Futsu and stuff, I can actually get him really badly here. Like, if he tributes to get Futsu and resummon this. Okay. Okay. So he has Nibiru negate and a spell negate, and he's about to FTK me. Oh, hold on. Let me cancel this. I just want to show you this. So these are like some wins and losses, and some of these are old. Hold on. I want to go to today. Okay. Loss, win, win. These are turn zero wins, by the way. Loss, loss, loss. Win, where I won a coin flip. No. I won a coin flip against Tenpai, against Anthony here. So all these games from today, I've won one coin flip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 out of 9 games, I've won a coin flip. I've gone first one time, and it was against Tenpai. By the way. It's why I think if you're going to do Duelist Cup seriously, you should have multiple decks, because it's fucking rigged. There's no way it's not fucking rigged. They either will affect your going first odds or affect your matchup odds, depending on what deck you play, because they want certain types of gameplay, kind of like, how would you say, they want certain types of gameplay or certain types of decks exaggerated, or they want certain types of, like, win rates. They don't want you to go 40-0 and shit. I think I let this Veiler resolve. Now here comes the Maxi. Okay, I should win this. He went way too hard. I don't see why he would go this deep. Because you have to add Ghost Spell back, and I imagine Veiler back, but then you don't have Lucaris or... So you have to choose between Ghost Spell or Veiler, which you probably don't choose Veiler, right? But if you don't choose Veiler, I get the rest of the turn for free. So you have to go, what, Ghost Spell and Lucaris, and then Lucaris normal summon to get your 5 mana back? You have to get Ghost Spell, though. Yeah. Come on, bro. Okay, Horn, we don't care. We are going to set Ketu. Sure. I get your Athalion, bitch. Then we go get Urgula. And then we set wait, Urgula for 5 mana back. Bell can stop the Draco traps, right? Yeah, but only one of them. You can Ghost Spell this, but then if you Ghost Spell this, you have no protection against all my traps. This guy really wants to press his yellow cards. Yeah, that's not the right play, by the way. Okay, I will max see you again. Okay, got a Brafu. Okay, you've got Rahu now. That's fine. So that's both spells gone. Wonder where he just blew in from. I'm gonna hesitate to say that so I can actually secure the win. Let's get the win before we call him dumb. But he's not. I don't think he's playing very well. But someone could think that of me. Okay, Malulu and Lucas. For Arthalion in attack mode, that's a choice. We sting now, so we can get rid of his Phimena. And I guess your horn don't matter. And then he's gonna negate this. So I think we chain Gulamel. And we pop this Arthalion. And then we let everything else resolve. And we're going to return Flame to the deck. Draw another Fulos that we can't use. There's Flame. So it's going to be Flame and Sting, I'm guessing? Because you've already done Ketu and Rahu. Okay. There's that. So no Urgla. And we just horn your Arthalion back? Or horn your Arthalion away? Pass turn. Powerful turn. Okay, well, Urgula. This will get the Sting going. Okay. Thank you. Let me get Maxi back. Let me activate Ketu, and we get Flamed. Now, unless his exact 2 cards that he's drawn from his traps are 5 mana plus any name, I should win. There's no. Okay, he has Ash here. Okay. Well, knowing that last card is Sting, he can't activate that unless we give him a thing to activate it on. So, I think what we do is we crash, banish his other Arthalion, and we get him. Let me pass turn. And then we're going to maxi him again. Okay. I was going to say, I will maxi you every turn if I have to. That's probably the reason why either Maxi just needs to be banned, if you're listening, Konami, or Arthalion probably does need to be limited to some capacity. Because, yeah, just me being able to just spam, bring back Maxi and Maxi them literally every turn, it's a little bit unreasonable. I gotta check the one deck. Is it this one or? Yeah, we're trying to get Magnum it back. If they Maxi, I probably will Ash here because I want to get Brain Fusion off, but they didn't. Okay. And we're going to get Rahu. And then we'll get Sting. Rahu. That's what you Ash? Okay, And then with Frixel name, we can get Ketu. Entire hand. Okay, you have Urgula, Fimina, Frixel, Fimina, and Ash. Okay. Okay, now he's gonna get back Urgula, and he's gonna pop my back row. Okay, Pan and Urgula, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good top deck, sir. Yeah, you got it. If we didn't top deck Pan, that would be pretty good. Well, I guess that's what I get for asking for coin flip wins, because they'll go, no, yeah, you can go first, but you're going to play against Femina with a better hand. You're going to play against Dracotail with a better hand than you. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then you're going to go back to losing coin flips. Look, we gave you your 3 coin flips out of 12 games. That's a 1 in 4 chance. It's not 50-50, but we don't know how to do math. And I know for statistics nerds, so actually you can have a high amount of variance. It's over a long period of time, it'll equal out. Yeah, I know. No one's going to play 1,000 fucking games, so they can make it look like, oh man, you just lost 15 in a row. It's okay, play another 150 games and it'll equal out. Like, yeah, I can't do that though. So right now, I'm playing 20 games and 15 of them are fucking losses. Nice hand, by the way. Pretty sure Ghost Bell does absolutely fucking nothing against this deck. I cannot interact at any point, so nothing I can do. Fuck it, I'm gonna use my card. This might be the only Yu-Gi-Oh! I play in this game, so. Nice Maxi, dude. I can't even be mad. It's just fucking comical. I'll win 3 coin flips out of 20 games, and then also those coin flips I win will either be against Dracotail with a better hand than you, or Tinpai, and then you'll go back to losing coin flips, and then when you lose those coin flips, you get to play against fucking random bullshit and still lose because they have the exact board that deals with your hand. Yeah, I probably Valor this. I can't let them draw 2 cards. Show me Dormouse or March Hare anyway. Okay. And Guribo. Yeah, you have March Hare because you're that guy. You're goated, dude. I probably shouldn't have ghost spelled and just waited and then Arthalion it back, but I don't fucking care. Yeah, good one, man. I can't be fucked to care anymore. Like, why would I care about playing optimally whenever I'm not even given the chance to win the game? They're going to go first, and they're going to have every fucking card that outs my card, or they're going to have enough gas where my fucking Valor Ghost Spell is not doing shit. Bro. Like, what the fuck is this? I also lost a coin flip, didn't I? Yeah, of course I lost a coin flip. Yeah, bro, set 5. Let's go. Let's play another stun matchup. Woo! I love never winning a coin flip. It's fucking fun, dude. Waster Ash. Cool. Okay, now I actually use your Ash. Okay. Okay, apparently in the top 3 cards, he doesn't have a single trap he can use. Alright, I can win a game going second against fucking Labyrinth with Dimensional Prison, or whatever it is. Can I go first, please? With like a hand, and I do my thing, and I pass my turn? Like, dude, come on. Let me just get one game where I get to play my fucking deck. Please. This is so ridiculous, dude. Cool. Fuck you. I didn't get to play my deck, but whatever. I guess.
You'll leave the Chicago Museum with more money than you came in with. Have you ever wondered what $1 million actually looks like? Here is $1 million in a 4x4 foot cube of $1 bills. And here is $1 million in stacks of 20s. And here is a briefcase of $1 million in 100s. They also have an exhibit on inflation. Thankfully, we never have to worry about that. You can also learn the history of money. For example, did you know that at one point there were over 10,000 different banknotes in circulation in the United States? And there's more, like a game where you have to identify counterfeit bills, and a money pit filled with over 100,000 coins. The Money Museum is completely free to visit, and before you leave, grab some real money. Each packet contains $364, so I'm pretty sure I left here a millionaire. You'll leave the Chicago Museum with more money than you came in with. Have you ever wondered what $1 million actually looks like? Here is $1 million in a 4x4 foot cube of $1.
I don't see the value in Valoring the Arthalion when he can just Urgula it back. With the 5 mana back in hand, he might even be encouraged to fuse again, and I can get another draw. Branded fusion, okay. I'm getting sanctified here. Okay, we can go spell this. Okay, here comes 5 mana. Okay. Okay. Probably should have just gone Sanctifier for the crash, but I kind of want to save it and see if I can Sanctifier him back. I guess I couldn't have. I don't know what I'm thinking. See. I shouldn't have summoned in attack mode. I don't know what the fuck. Dude, I'm playing so bad. I deserve to lose this game. So when he summons this, we're just gonna Nibiru everything in defense mode, and then try to Rahu. Well, we can't Rahu actually if we do that. I guess then we just try to pass and live on our traps. I don't know. Uh-huh. Okay, there's Rahu and Ketu. So if I bounce Horn, it'll resolve and bounce Lucius, right? And then if he chains his own Horn, then I'm going to chain Sting and hit his Lucius, so he has to bounce his token. But he's going to let that resolve. Okay. I guess doing this, because he's getting 5 mana back anyway, but he's already done the effect. Okay. Let's see if we've stopped ourselves from getting gamed. Put back the other 5 mana. Okay. 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 So Ketsu's set here. Flame is set there. And so that's Horn right there. Okay. So Malulu. Okay. Why did I pop that? I really could have popped that. That was dumb. That was bad. Ooh, that was a good game. Okay, that was actually a really fucking good game. Oh my god, that was fun. Oh my god, we actually had a fun Yu-Gi-Oh game tonight? Oh my shit, dude. Alright, give me 1 second. I gotta use the bathroom and all that jazz. Wow, that was actually really fun. Trevor, I don't know if you're, or Loach, I don't know if you're still here, but that is what Yu-Gi-Oh! 1 kind of used to be like. Obviously, things have been exaggerated and sped up, but just in terms of, we went back and forth for a couple of turns until one of us solved the game state, and I was able to solve it. Like, I think he played well, too. I mean, I made some misplays. I could have popped his monster instead of the back row. But maybe it isn't so bad, because if I pop that, then I think he would get to summon itself a new chain. Yeah, people are already at 50k. It's cooked. They're 10 times where I am. Alright, let me use the bathroom for real, and then we'll chat for a little bit. I'll probably just run some games, but it'll be a lot more casual. Oh, that unironically, that was a game that was so good that it like kind of knocked me out of my bad mood, because I've been having a miserable time with Yu-Gi-Oh right now. But God, it was just that was Yu-Gi-Oh being played. We were going back and forth. We were doing shit, and I figured it out. That was fun. Okay, I'm getting cold actually. Let's just real quick. Let's back out. Get the pass. Put me to 700. Should we just kind of do ranked climb since Duelist Cup's kind of cooked? I mean, they're not giving any more missions from it. Yeah, we might as well just ranked climb. We'll rank climb for another couple hours, and then we'll probably call it there, because we're not getting there. We're not getting to 50k. That's fine. We had a bad meta call. Day one. I don't think at this rate we would have been at 50k like if we started yesterday and kept playing all day. Also, this is just my own suspicion. I would like to see players like this who have been players like these three who have literally, and also name player. Like, this isn't sus at all, by the way. Like, just one guy named, like, I don't know. This just seems like shared account. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would really like to see his account measured up against some of these other accounts that are just really high ranking, but seemingly all the same guy. I think this is a team of people, or I think there's a team of people, and when one account gets higher than the others, they make sure that account is going and grinding. I don't think that's one person playing for 48. I'm going to 100% say I'm accusing most of the top 10 of sharing accounts in order to stay up that long. I'm just going to put it 100% up front. I would like to see unedited VODs of each of these players be submitted before they're allowed an invite. I want to see them sitting there with their voice, or even them sitting there. No, yeah, we should have to force webcams, and I'd be down to put a webcam on. But yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem legit. It doesn't even seem like a good tournament format to be like, stay up for the next 3 days or you are not competitive. It's like, what the fuck? Let me see how Joshua Schmidt's doing. Does he sleep? Like, does he sleep during the run or no?
Alright, good morning. This is stage 2 of the Duelist Cup, and I'm here because yeah, we're not really getting anywhere. I will say, for the most part, I think it's games I lose with any deck. A lot of them, at least. Like the Mitsu game, you know, like I feel like a lot of games are decided by, I don't know, the Uva, Maxi, Ash, that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's weird because I don't even know. I guess we could try Mitsu. I'm probably gonna take a break. Because it is past midnight, which means I've been live for 19 hours, which is kind of crazy. I don't feel that tired right now, but I have a feeling that that might set in soon. And since we're not really making any progress right now anyways, I might as well get like a couple hours of sleep. It's been rough. We had a good start, I think. We were around like 25, like, I mean, literally like 5 hours ago or something. And then we just hit this wall around 25 that I haven't been able to climb past. I'm sure there's people over 40 yet. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think I think Drake would.
It's very unlikely that we out this. Pain. Droll, I don't think we care about. Okay, MTP kind of sucks. Sorry, Thorleon gets banished. I don't feel like this is correct, actually. I blew my load too early, for sure. Okay, that was enough, I guess. Yeah, I feel like that was not correct. Let's edit the thing. Okay. Impulse immediately. That tells me this is probably stun. Okay. After all that difficulty, we're climbing ranked pretty easy. Winning coin flips and all that. Okay. Okay. Add drill beam. I'm thinking if we want to Mulcharmy, but I don't think there's a reason to. We Mulcharmy and he just passes. We actually like have to play on the top deck. We're drawing right now if he keeps going. Okay. Made an effect. Sure late. Okay. Yep. Set drill beam. That's why we don't Mulcharmy. Alright. That's fine. So I think the first place is summon Malulu because we can chain to either thing, and then we activate Brain Infusion. Maybe we just activate Brain Infusion, force a drill beam out. Yeah, I think that's the play. Because he can, if I summon Malulu, he can just wait. He has Ash anyway. That's fucking brutal, actually. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to play around by Brain Infusioning first, but he had the Ash anyway. I feel like we played that as well as we could have, but we Astro Beam and Pop, that's enough. Oh, he had two Ashes, right? Because he Ashed our first Fulos. Yeah, nice hand, bro. Okay. I'm not surrendering to a normal summon Heart Porter play. What a hand, by the way. Jesus fucking Christ. This hand's pretty absurd. Mm-hmm. I the VOD will show I was toggled off when that happened, by the way. Didn't he set crescendo this turn too? Bro, what is this hand, bro? So, Impulse, Sirius, Harpor, Ash, and this card. Whatever this card is. I guess I was just never out playing that when I drew Maxi that gets ashed, Ghost Spell that stops Ding, and then Rahu that gets impulsed. One, and then summon the Crown. Because you have that in your hand too. Oh no, you just added it. Yeah. Crazy. You hard drew it. So it was Crescendo, Ash, Harpor, Impulse, and Impulse, Ash, Harpor, Crescendo, and one other card. Like, what the actual fuck? Oh, and yeah, and the guy, fucking yeah. What in the absolute shit, dude? Okay. Bro, come on. Show me Ash. And I'm getting Phantom U-Belled before anything else happens, I'm guessing. Show me called by. Now you're gonna called by this because I don't have Ghost Spell to protect it. Oh, that instantly resolves, so it's stunned. It's kind of insane that I can predict the deck my opponent is playing because I know that I will not be given hands that are actually playable. Okay, so if I get Molcharming or Maxi and they resolve, I'm playing against stun. If Molcharming resolves, I'm playing against Mitsu. Oh no, I'm not even gonna get that. I'm gonna get Ash. So this is gonna be like full Ryzeal automat combo, or Dracotail mirror. I don't fucking care anymore, dude. I could fucking care less. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Just cannot win a fucking coin flip. Alright, so it's done. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll pass turn with you, dude. That's fine. Yeah, I was about to say, you lose, dude. These games would be a lot easier if I could win a coin flip every now and then. Like, again, let's see. Won this one going second. Won this one going second. Lost, 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 lost. All going second. Won this one going first. I believe they just scooped. Won this one going, I think first, and I bricked, and then I popped back and got him. I won this one going second. Yeah. Just pointing this out so all can see. I did not hear your message because I was too busy raging at Masturbate. Hello. Having a terrible time. Yeah, I am still streaming, but I'm about to end stream because I'm not doing Duelist Cup grinding anymore. I'm just doing ranked. Yeah, I got you, dude. Fellow wizard, I intend to cast spells. No, yeah, I got you. We'll turn off the orb. Let me finish this game and I'll turn off the orb. That's really fucking funny. Hey, let me know when you're not doing that anymore. Okay. 5 minutes. Come on, dude. This resolves. You don't. Oh, you're gonna maxi on your turn. I'm only doing one summon, bro. But okay. You really need that last card, huh? Okay. So this is gonna activate like on the last chain, no matter what I do, right? So it should. And this has already summoned itself with its effect. Oh no. It can still summon itself. So it should be Artharleon. Artharleon, Bounce Back, Femina, and Frixel. And then this will activate and he'll But that'll activate his last chain, right? So then I'll get to shuffle. He'll just get to banish one of my excavated cards, which I don't think I care that much about. I shouldn't do Gulamel. I don't think, because Gulamel will never trigger here. Because this is always going to activate on the last chain link. So it should pretty much always be Arthalion. Pan Frixel. Confirm. Oh, that activates his chain link 1. Okay, that's good to know. I would have done things differently if I'd have known how that actually would have resolved. Okay. So we're going to still bounce back our Femina and our Frixel. And then we will do Pan second chain link because we want this Pan to go off. Or third, I guess. And then Frixel last. Okay, and then Frixel will set a Ketu because we have a Rahu in hand. And then I probably want Horn for my turn, no? Like in case he just summons something. And then we're gonna pop his guy, his goober. So he'll get to decide my next draw, right? Yeah, he'll get to decide my next draw, which is fine. Our hand is kind of cracked. He can give me literally any card we want. Yeah, so you can give me Mulcharming, that's fine. I imagine there's no universe he doesn't give me Mulcharming. Okay, and then... That's what I figured. Oh, you're fancy. Okay, so... Do you mean Maraschino? Montrestro? I was like, what the fuck? Is he casting a spell at me right now? That's fine. You can activate prep. And then you ash my... Dude, and it was bad. Like, I don't know if you were watching the stream. I lost like 9 coin flips in a row when I was trying to go first. So nuts. Okay, so we're using... Yeah, it was rough, dude. I was losing my fucking mind. So now we Gulamel. And then Urgula Chainlink 1. Actually true. And then, I mean, if you're not chaining that, then, yeah, we're just going to let things resolve as they are. We're going to get Flame and Sting. I love the fucking trap card names, by the way. Just Horn, Flame, and Sting. That's I fuck with that. Then destroy your prep. Then activate effective Urgula. Get back 5 mana. I'm on 2 summons so far, right? Yeah. Frixel effect. So this is number... Let me just count, actually, so I don't fucking Nibiru myself. So it's going to be activate negated, then this resolved, and I summoned 1, and now I've summoned the second one. Yeah, so I'm on 2 summons. 2 summons. Okay. Yeah, this is game, dude. I'm not even going to do anything else fancy. I'm just going to kill you. I am learning this deck, and god damn is it satisfying, dude. If there were just some cards that got banned, and I think Dracotail does need some cards that need to be hit, to be fair, but I think if there were just some general... If I don't think Femina should get banned. I think Femina and Malulu probably need to be hit to 1 each, which would not cripple the deck, but god damn are they powerful, dude. Malulu just being able, like sometimes Malulu just being able to negate every time you use him as fusion material and it's a permanent negate. That shit is powerful. And obviously 5 mana, but like 5 mana being to 1 wouldn't change much about Dracotail other than the consistency in which they see it turn 0, which I think is the toxic part of 5 mana. I think you have 5 mana at 3 to where it's a card you have to search when you go first, but then the likelihood of you opening 5 mana when your opponent goes first is very, very low. And then it shouldn't change really how you combo because you have multiple ways to get 5 mana back. If 5 mana gets banished, you have traps to shuffle her back. If she's in the graveyard, you have Urgula or Artharleon to bring her back. And obviously you have a metric shit ton of ways to search her. Like I think Lucius should stay at 3. I think Lucius should be the standard normal summon, and Malulu should often be a card you search, but if you get the Malulu normal summon, it's extremely powerful. Or you can search that out with Ketu. Like, if you open Ketu, you can now Ketu to get Malulu to hand, and now you can use Malulu as your normal summon. But Malulu normal summon and Femina turn 0 should be very, very rare occurrences if you want to balance Dracotail. Not talking about Dracotail for a second, there's a wide, sweeping wave of cards I would ban if I was in charge. I think Macro and Di-Fi need to go. Like, these cards that are just, first of all, like, anti to the strategy of every popular strategy that people are trying to play, and even, like, even rogue strategies. Like, I fucking hate Gimmick Puppet FTK. But Gimmick Puppet FTK is really, really weak to a lot of cards. If you shifter them, they fucking lose. If you Nibiru at a certain point in time, and they don't have the... I do think the card that says Gimmick Puppets are unaffected for the rest of the turn should probably be banned, because I think preventing them from being targeted and preventing activations in response to their activations, that's actually fine, because it still provides windows to play through. Like, okay, so we can't Ghost Spell, we can't Ash, we can't Veiler, we can't Imperm, fine. But you can still Nibiru, because Nibiru isn't in... Yeah, so maybe we play Nibiru to 3 if Gimmick Puppet gets out of control, which, by the way, it won't. Like, if you Ash the first card that sends +1, like, it's like send Gimmick Puppets +1 for however many your monster controls, you Ash that card, or you shifter them, or you called by the card that prevents you from them from being affected, or you from targeting them, depending on what your hand trap situation is. Like, yeah. Now, the call by requires you to go first, and obviously we're talking about an FTK, but I think getting inconsistently FTK'd is fine. It's just when it reaches like, okay, I'm running into that every game, and we might have to address that. By the way, there are a lot of fucking FTKs in this game. Like, they brought Starving Venom back. I got FTK'd in the Duelist Cup by Starving Venom with Pendulum Starving Venom. No, that's Nightmare Archfiend FTK. There's a lot of FTKs. So there's Nightmare Archfiend FTK. There's Gimmick Puppet FTK. There's now, because they've unbanned it, there's Supreme King Starving Venom, or whatever the fuck his name is, Pendulum FTK, and I experienced all 3 of those in the Duelist Cup playing Tenpai. That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch to Dracotail. I literally almost got Balatro handed by fucking the different kind of FTKs I was getting. I was collecting one of each. I was like, God, no, there's another FTK. Onomat Raizio has an FTK with Ptolemaios where they detach 7 and skip your turn. I literally got FTK'd by 4 different decks playing Tenpai, dude. It was so rough. I would have had the Royal Flush, dude. I had a 4 of a kind, though. It was pretty good. It was really fucking rough. So I think literally anything that... this is just my sweeping opinion. If I could make really big balance changes, I do not think FTKs should exist in best of ones. Because what you're telling me is that one player has the strategy of literally not letting the other person play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Against their deck. Because if you win first turn, and then we don't have a second or third game, there is literally no more Yu-Gi-Oh! To be played. You have won. The whole point is that one turn of Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets played. And just, for anybody that might be listening Konami-wise, there is no greater way to turn off players to your game than not even letting them take a turn. Yeah. Like, now, I think there is a difference between... I still think it's a smaller difference but getting mathed out, as I like to call it, where just they have so many negations they can negate every card you play. That is still better. And this is just talking to the new player perspective, because from a seasoned player, if you're hearing this and you've been playing the game a long time, you're gonna hear these two statements and go, "That's still an FTK." I agree with you. I understand. I see it the same way. But from a new player perspective, getting to draw a card and play a card and get it negated, even if all 5 of their cards get negated, they're gonna go, "Yeah, that sucks. But okay, well, I guess I just didn't know how to play against that deck." They won't even understand they never had a chance to play because they're not reading all that shit. But all they're gonna see when they get FTK'd is, I didn't even get to take a turn. They killed me before I could take a turn. Yellow card. Exactly. Now, as we get better at Yu-Gi-Oh, we understand, the way we prevent those FTKs is by playing hand traps and stuff. Maybe play a little bit less Gemini Elf and a little bit more Ash and Ogre, Like, we figure that out as we play the game. My starters, yeah. But, we figure that out. But we're talking purely new player. They download Master Duel and they want to experience it. If their cards glow and they're able to click activate, they're going to take away, even psychologically, I got to play. Even if they actually didn't. Even if every one of their cards get negated. From a purely new perspective. Because they're not going to read every card you control and go, "Oh, this one is an Omni Negate. This one's a Spell Negate. They're not going to read any of that. They're going to go, "Whoa, those are a lot of cool monsters. Good thing I have Regeki." And they activate Regeki and then you negate it. And they're like, "Dang, okay, they had something that stopped my Regeki. Okay, I'll normal summon. Okay, the normal summon gets negated. Dang. Okay, let me try Magical Mallet," because they're playing dog shit, right? And then Magical Mallet, that allows to go through, because what person negates Magical Mallet? They're like, "Oh, okay, cool, I have these cards. I'm going to try Monster Reborn," and that gets negated. And they're like, "Well, dang, I can't do anything else. I guess I lose, because next turn they're going to turn everything to attack mode and kill me." But in their head, they got to play the game, even though we understand no game was played. They got every card they played could have been negated, and they never had a chance. That is a completely different mentality from, "Hey, they're summoning a lot of gimmick puppet cards. Wait, why am I dead? I didn't even get to draw a card." Yeah, or, "Wow, what are these pendulum cards I've never seen before? Why are they summoning the Supreme King? Whoa, he's at 68. Whoa, I'm dead. Okay, I didn't get to... Okay." Even stunned, they're like, "Oh, darn, I can't special summon in my Tomb strategy special summons. Dang it. I guess I'll have to keep drawing cards until I run into Toon Gemini Elf," not knowing that their opponent has fucking 3 Dominuses set and will prevent any chance of them ever getting to that Toon Gemini Elf to run over their barrier statue. Or they'll have 4 barrier statues out or an inspector border out by the time they get there. But that player gets to feel like they can draw cards and keep playing. It's a completely different feeling from getting your turn skipped. That is way worse than getting FTK'd, by the way. Them playing for 35 minutes, then literally having text on a card that says "skip your opponent's turn." To the Konami person who wrote that on card text, I genuinely hope you get testicular cancer. I hope you watch your dick dissolve away. I'm going to toss you in a boiling pot of water. Absolutely. And I'm going to write a poem about your death screams. Okay? I cannot believe you printed that on a card. What is actually wrong with you? I'm obviously joking. This is not a threat. We're kidding. But dude, why? What part of you thinks anything that says "skip your opponent"? There are cards that skip your opponent's turn without saying it. Rongo Miniad, right? Rongo Miniad, if you have 5 materials on him, your opponent cannot normal or special summon monsters. They cannot set monsters. They can't activate spells or traps. This card has 5,000 attack, and it's but as turns go by, he detaches, and so it's okay, first turn I can't normal summon or set, but I can set my spell or trap cards or something, and then maybe I can prevent an attack next game. Or next turn. Okay, boom, it's my turn. Now I can summon, but I can't affect him still, and he's still 5,000. So Rongo Miniad effectively skips your first turn, because you're not doing anything turn 1. Heat Wave effectively skips your next turn. But they don't say on the text, "skip your opponent's next turn." And there's a lot of drawbacks. Like, we understand you can't just activate Heat Wave with no restriction. So it says at the start of your main phase 1 and neither player. Simple enough. But Ptolemaeus, though, you can have game on board, then skip your opponent's turn and attack for game. What the fuck are we smoking, guys? Why does this effect not say at the start of your main phase 1 you can get this card? So you have to make it, then you have to survive a turn, then you have to get to your main phase, and then you can activate this effect. Yeah, and you're like, wow, that makes it pretty impossible to resolve. Good. Skip your turn Exodia decks should be hard to resolve. We understood this implicitly from 2004 when they printed Exodia. And we understood that card, that win condition is absolute dog shit, but the game could be ruined if that strategy ever became good. Every time Exodia gets consistently good, that's a bad sign. Or any FTK or serious strategy. Now, I will grant you, Automat Ryziel is not as good as Ryziel Mitsurugi. It's less consistent. It's a less consistent FTK. But we're generally just talking about like player experience. In best of threes, I'm not going to complain about any of this. You know why I wouldn't complain about any of this? Because I can side cards. I can go, okay, I can have Dimension Shifter or whatever the fuck in order to play against, let's say, fucking Dracotail Mirror. Okay? Like, if Dracotail Mirror, I'll put in another Secretarion in my extra deck, and maybe I'll play Super Polys, and that'll be kind of interesting to engage with. How does a Dracotail Mirror work when both players know we're both playing Dracotail? And so Secretarion is a very powerful card, but we also might be playing Super Poly. That could be fun. FTKs. I know what hand traps beat certain, like, again, we were talking about Gimmick Puppet FTK, Dimension Shifter, or, you know, there's specific hand traps that aren't really good into most matchups, but shut down specific strategies. And those cards were printed to be side deck cards. I think what we've actually seen is the reason people dislike the game so much is because we feel like side deck cards are becoming main deck staples. Like, I remember when Droll and Lockbird was a side deck card. You never main decked Droll for so long. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Niche cards. Yeah. Well, here, let me go to my old Dueling Book account, and I'll actually stream this for you. Uh, I can't censor my name. Well, no, that's fine. This is a different name. We're good. Okay, so I will go and let me find some old decks that aren't going to be good anymore. This is actually a newer account. I can't do it on this account. I need to do the OG. No one knows about this username. Does this still exist? Oh my god, it does still exist. Oh, you've never seen this account. This is ancient. Look at this. Oh, look at this. Why? Oh, did it actually? Oh shit. I mean, they can know my email. What damage can they do with my email? They don't know my password. Whatever. Okay. So first of all, we see a lot of hand traps even back in this version. Why do we see a lot of hand traps in this version, Loach? Because it's a 60 card deck. We can. Yeah. Now let's look at some of these side deck cards that you probably recognize, but they're not being played. Yeah, look at that card. Look at those. Look at those cards that you never get to play in your main deck because they just don't make sense in best of one. Or look, Harpy Feather Duster being played in a deck that isn't Tenpai, because sometimes you just need that back row. That's a back row hate cards. Artifact Lancia for decks that like to banish a lot. Nibiru in the side deck. All right, let's go to like some actual. Oh look, this is an ancient account. This used to be my favorite deck of all time. I Yeah, this is side deck, but Droll's Dimensional Barrier, I think totally balanced card in a side deck format. Yeah, hey, it's banned in the TCG, first of all. And second of all, I think it's perfectly balanced as a side deck card. Yeah. Yeah. Game 2 and 3, hell yeah, dude. Kaijus for like, because I think towers were a really big problem at the time, like just people summoning unaffected dudes, and then slumber. All right, I want to show you a fun thing because this is like one of the things that Konami actually came down and told us. Yes, we understand you are correct when it comes to PCSD. I've told you this. Yeah, well, like the whole thing is you should not be able to resolve or you shouldn't be able to activate interrupted kaiju slumber while either player controls the kaiju, and the reason for that is every kaiju says. So here I'll show you. I gotta navigate here because Duel looks weird. But every kaiju says if your opponent controls a kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only control one kaiju monster. Obviously, meaning I cannot give you a kaiju and then spam a whole bunch of kaijus out of my hand. I can only summon one kaiju because it's like a boss fight. It's the whole idea. Okay, here's the important part. I cannot control another kaiju, meaning I cannot activate or resolve any effects that would result in special summoning another kaiju. For example, even if my opponent was activating Dark Hole, and so these cards are marked for destruction, you could say, by the game. Like, these cards are going to be destroyed when this card resolves. I still cannot activate Call of the Haunted and target a kaiju in my graveyard. Because I can only control one kaiju. At the time of activation, I control the kaiju still, and I can only control one kaiju. Kaijus are not a valid target. Konami just came down and said, yeah, but you can still interrupt it. You can still activate interrupted kaiju slumber if either player controls the kaiju. Even though it literally says destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, then special summon one attack position kaiju monster. I should not be able to do A if I cannot do B. Right now, at the time of activation, I cannot control another kaiju. It doesn't matter if part A says destroy everything on the field, because I cannot do part A because I cannot resolve part B because I only control one. I can only control one kaiju. But Konami just said, yeah. Shut up though. We want it to work this way, and they won't reword it. they literally went like no. Shut up. Shut up. And then here's Pen Magician. So yeah, I used to play this. I do not ask me how to play it now. No fucking idea how New Pendulum works because they got Astrograph and shit. Well, I mean, I had Astrograph. Yes, this card fucks inside decks. Pay 1,000 life points, banish all machine type monsters your opponent controls and in their graveyard. So the reason we played this card is because a popular strategy at the time, which has revived itself, was Orchist, which are all machines. Yeah, because they're a graveyard-based deck. So you go banish all machines in the field in the graveyard. They go, oh. We side another copy of Pinned Call because we side an extra copy of Pinned Call in case maybe we need to play against a deck that we need a little bit more searching against or whatever. Like we could actually play extra copies of cards that we generally keep at 2, and maybe we need to change ratios for a matchup. That used to be a thing that was done. It was so, and it still is obviously in the TCG, but like that was how I used to experience Yu-Gi-Oh. It'd be really fun. Like for example, your Tenpai deck, you could go in most matchups going first. Or like in the first game, I generally want to play maybe 2 Genroku or maybe 3 Genroku, depending on what I value. But in game 2 and 3, against this certain matchup, I'm not going to need 3 copies of Genroku. But maybe there's a grind matchup where I might need all 3 copies. Like maybe I really don't want to end up drawing 2 and being ruined. Kind of like you can make those decisions. Or a second Fadra. Yeah. Yeah, that's called smoke screening. Or you could do it vice versa. You could decide, I want to play Tenpai Sky Striker, but... Or you could even do, I'm going to play Sky Striker game 1. Then game 2, I'm going to side in Tenpai cards and let my opponent go first if I lost, which is going to completely throw them off their game because they've sided going second cards, and then I'm going to blow them out with Tenpai Sky Striker. Or you could do it the other way around. Where, okay, I'm going to play Tenpai, but I'm going to have Sky Striker cards in my side deck, and if I win game 1, I'm going to go first game 2 because they're going to have a whole bunch of going first side cards, and I'm going to be playing Sky Strikers. That is a totally valid thing that can be done, especially nowadays. Like, if Master Duel went to a best of 3 format, you could do that. And that'd be so much fucking fun, dude. Like, I remember smoke screening. It was so cool to do. Like, there was times where I think I told you I played Yosinju Stun, and then I'd smoke screen into full Pendulum Yosinju, which is full of board breakers and full of like stuff that you can do going second. Because I'd go first, I'd go, Floodgates, Yosinju Stun, kind of, you can't special summon type shit. Then they'd side in all their back row removal and all their kind of like board breakers and stuff. And then I would side in all the diebacks and all the, Pendulum Yosinju pieces. And then I'd go second, and I'd fucking just OTK them, because you can OTK the fuck out of someone with Yosinjus. 4 Yosinju monsters plus 2 Gaga Cowboys in your extra deck will always kill your opponent if you get all the attacks in. No matter what 4 Yosinju cards. So if it's 1, 2, 3 Sujik, or 1, 2, 3 Yama, or 1, 2, 3 Kodak, doesn't matter. It'll always, if 4 Yosinju monsters connect, they're all level 4, and then you make 2 Cowboys, it'll always be game. So yeah, like, dude, I'm getting such a blast from the past. Look at what cards we used to have to play in our extra deck for like niche matchups because it's best of 3. Like, I'm never going into Utopia in this deck, but sometimes you need a card that you have to get over by battle, and you have to Utopia Lightning so they can't respond to your attack. Like, dude, I'm saying it like the game used to be good. You can still do this now on Dueling Book. It's just you'd have to get used to Dueling Book. And I'd have to get used to Dueling Book again, bro. Like, which I'm not. But, like, dude, we used to put Chalice in the side deck, dog. Twin Twisters. Look at this card. This card used to be played a lot in the side deck. And look, there's Droll. And here's Trickstar. Oh, this deck is dirty. Okay, this is an FTK deck. After all the shit I talked, this is an FTK deck. Yeah, so... There's a hand loop you can do with Reincarnation plus Droll. I think I've explained this to you before. Okay, so the way it works is you have to have 2 Reincarnations in Droll. And then you activate Reincarnation, you banish their hand, they refill their hand. Okay? Then, on resolution, you are going to... I gotta remember how... Yeah. Activate Reincarnation Chainlink 1. Then activate Droll in the same response window. Because we're still in the window of you just added a card. And then Droll will... Because Chains resolve backwards. Droll will resolve first. And then Trickstar Reincarnation... Because you know how we normally say you cannot do A if you can't do B. That only applies at activation. Sometimes cards will resolve as much as they can if things have changed from their activation window to their and sometimes that means it'll resolve without effect, which is what we call fizzling. Reincarnation does not fizzle. Reincarnation resolves as much as possible, which means banish. So what it means is, well, Droll has resolved. Neither of us can add cards from our deck to our hand except by drawing them. Reincarnation will now banish your entire hand, and then you do not draw any more cards because you are under Droll. But you don't get anything. Now, there is, I think, like, the only way that you can survive, and I think I have done this, is there are I think I can show you in Light Mail, actually. This has actually happened where I have won a game getting reincarnation FTK'd, quote unquote, because there are specific cards that interact with being banished, like Shiranui's, for example. So if you were to have like a hand of Shiranui cards, or just 2 Shiranui cards, and maybe like anything that can if you were to have 2 Shiranui cards, or 3, let's say, because I think that's what it was. It was I gotta look them up. It was because the way I. Oh yeah, banish your entire hand. You just have a handful of names. You're just like, oh yeah, yeah, for sure, dude. So we'll just use this for example. Let's say I had 5 cards in hand, and 3 of those cards were Smith, Solitaire, and Spirit Master. Okay, so Oh no, actually, because and this is banish, and then this one says yeah, and then Smith will summon, and then you don't have another card. How did I? Because there's a way to get Solitaire on the field here, and then you tribute Solitaire off for Unizombie. Unizombie send Mizuki, and then you make Omega. Is it? What would Samurai do? No, this, if it's banished, targets a Shiranui in your graveyard. I don't remember, but I think something that happened was like I banished like Shiranui Solitaire and Spirit Master, and then another card, and then Spirit Master popped their field spell or something, and then Solitaire specialed Spirit Master back, and then I don't know, maybe I just like sat on that. I can't remember. Maybe I attacked over Candina or something with it, and they just like scooped. I can't remember, but I do remember like getting FTK'd in that way and having a bunch of cards that triggered off being banished. It was like, oh wait, this actually, it's kind of this. I can work with this. Also, the other thing, there have been times where they'll reincarnation you, and then they'll go to reincarnation you again with Droll, but you'll have drawn into Gamma and you don't control any cards. So then you Gamma their Droll, and you know they still banished like a bunch of cards out of your hand, but now you get to draw and you're not hand looped. And often Trickstars have to go all in on trying to do that rather than any of their other strategies. Like if they're trying to hand loop you, that's what they're doing. But yeah, this is a brief little segue into side decks and why I think we should go to a best of 3 format in Master Duel. But if we're gonna stay at best of 1, I think again we're kind of the wide swing changes. I think almost nearly every Floodgate should be banned. I think Maxi should be banned. We have the place of Molcharmies, and there's actually some thoughtful deck building that has to go into what Molcharmies you build and what decks you're trying to play against. So I think Maxi needs to go because the amount of time, like, Molcharmies are balanced around the fact that you can't control any cards. The fact that you can make an entire board of unshittable monsters and then just max C and go, okay, every time you make a play, I get to draw more hand traps or more ways to stop your play or more follow-up. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, I think Floodgates need to go. Max C needs to go. Droll counts as the Floodgate. I'd be happy with that going. And then, like, generally, most FTK strategies, and by FTK, I literally mean skip your opponent's turn or kill them first turn. I would like to see generic negates out of the extra deck go away. Like, Caesar, I don't know if... Caesar kind of counts because Fiendsmith is such a generic splashable engine that you can put it in anything and it'll make Caesar. Like, you can just play a very few amount of cards to just have access to Caesar for your combo. But it is somewhat like you do have to play Fiendsmith in order to make Caesar in any modern deck, really. And we're not seeing level 6s being spammed out by a lot of decks, so it's kind of in that weird spot. But I'd be happy with that going away, just as a generic negate. Baron probably needs to be banned. Borload Savage, if it's not banned. Like, just do the same thing we did with Appaloosa. Let's just get rid of negates that nearly every deck can make, let's do more archetype specific negates. I don't think anybody's complaining about Dracotail Flame. It's a negate. It negates a spell. But first of all, you search it and you set it, and your opponent usually knows where flame is set, so they can play around it if they want to backer removal it. So if they have any backer removal, they can target the flame with the spell. Now you have to activate flame and negate the spell, so you can at least get the card draw. And all the traps, including the negate, but all the traps can be ashed or ghost spelled. I think that provides a lot of balance to them. I think we should see more card design leaning in that direction. I'm even fine with Morikomo. Morikomo just becomes a different kind of game you're playing, where you now have to really make sure you're not using too much of your hand to futilely stop Mitsurugi, because you might just need to resolve your card effects to play through what they have. Because at the end of the day, Mitsurugi only have one negate on most end boards if it's pure Mitsurugi. They're going to have the trap, and they're going to have the negate from the guy, and then he'll resummon himself and blow up all your cards, or blow up all your monsters. So if you have call by and a way to get through that trap and a card to discard, you can actually play through that. So sometimes the answer is to not hand trap Mitsurugi that much, because you might just need to use the fodder. Now, where it becomes fucking impossible is when they can easily bridge into Ryziel and then make another 2 negates on top of that. And that becomes like, okay, so now I have to have all 6 cards in hand. I need to bait out the monster negate from the field spell and the spell negate from the one guy. Because doesn't the one Xyz monster have a spell negate? Or he has a pop? Well, I feel like one of them has a negate, though. You there? The Ryziel cards? One of them has a pop, and does the other one have a negate, or no? The field spell has a monster negate. Yeah. So when you combine that with Mitsurugi, you really get to, like, I wouldn't say unplayable boards, but it's just like you're starting to get to mathed out, because now you have one monster negate from the field spell, 2 pops from the Ryziel, then you have 1 Omni on Murakumo that you have to discard if you want to resolve, then another Omni with the trap card that tributes him, and then he'll resummon himself and destroy all your cards. So you're already getting to 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions, actually. 2 pops, a board wipe from Murakumo, a negate from the trap, a negate from the field spell, and a negate from Murakumo. That's where we're getting to, like, okay, that's probably not reasonable. Even Dracotail interruptions, while a lot, and they usually are in the 5 to 6 interruption range, you're only seeing 1 negate. Everything else is a pop, a bounce, a banish. Okay, I guess with Malulu you have 2 negates. But I think Malulu has to negate a monster, and it's a weird negate where it has to be a monster that's already on field and hasn't already activated its effect, because you have to get Malulu as fusion material to get that effect, and that's going to resolve in a new chain, because you'll have to do Femina or Malulu in order to quick fuse on your opponent's turn. And so you're not going to be able to do that in response to a monster activating its effect. You're going to have to, it's either going to have to be a monster that summons itself and then will do something and once we're back into an open game state, or a card that actively does something on the field that you just need to remove or negate. Like kind of a passive effect, you could say, like a Secretarion. If you could, like, if they summon Secretarion, and maybe in response to that, even though you can't, like, we'll say, you know they're about to summon Secretarion, so in response you use Malulu effect, and you fuse, and you make your Secretarion, let's say, and they make their Secretarion in their turn to try to stop you, and then your Malulu in graveyard negates their Secretarion because it's in graveyard, and it can target a face-up monster. So now his effect no longer applies, and then they can continue with whatever turn they're doing. That's kind of how you have to use Malulu negate, which is, already more than just, oh, you activate a card? No. Which, I think we should go more into those kind of directions if we're going to stay in a best-of-1 format. And if we don't want to make all those changes, then we really do need to embrace just making 2 different ladder systems and seeing which one wins. I don't actually think it costs Konami any... In fact, it would make them money to just do a best-of-3 format, but now you have to pay and craft side deck cards. in order for people to be more competitive, they're gonna have to craft more cards. Every deck at minimum now becomes a 70 card deck because it has to be 40 main deck cards, 15 extra deck cards, and 15 side deck cards. And if they're a 60 card deck, that now turns into a 90 card deck. That's a lot of craft material, Konami. And then you don't have to change your ladder system. Do a best of 1, do a best of 3. See which one has more players. I think you'd be surprised. I don't know. But that's all for me today. We're going to stop pondering the orb later. Yeah, for sure this time.